Sorry, George, your voice is breaking. Can you tell me?
Okay, so what I'm asking, like, you give us example of what the master data will be for the customer information, right, or for the party information. I mean, you can define it as a party, but then the companies will be also the party, or any subject that the company communicates with may be considered to be a party, but they
Yes,
may
yes.
have a different columns, different characters, right? Characteristics,
Yeah,
different.
yeah, correct. Party is just a table. We can say party is there, which contain multiple entities. Like it will have customer, it can have customer detail, organization detail, product details, everything. So initially, because that's the main table, so there we will have just couple of columns. Like I will have a product name, organization name, person name. In the person name, I can have like first name, middle name, last name. Only these 4 or 5 columns will be there in the party table. And then I will have other tables like custom organization details, party details, sorry, customer details and organization details. So like this, I will have details table where all the other columns will be there present.
Okay, so would you recommend to kind of combine it into the party table, or is better to keep it separately?
Both are fine. Means in party model, like if you have a lot of, like for example, as I told, data will be more. It depends like how much data the customer have. The customer usually nowadays, like customer data is only like 30-40 millions is the normal data that a customer have in a big organization. So if the company deals with only like one thing, I can have either customer table or I can have a party table. But if you want to club everything, like if the company wants to deal with customer data also, organization data, product data, these are the three things which it wants to master, then we will have a lot of data in a single table. So if you want
Yes.
to, yeah, in that case we can just separate it out.
Right.
It depends. If the company has very less data, I can go for a party table where I can have everything in a single table. But if a company has very huge data, it's better to separate it out in three
Right, because
different.
if you combine it, it can be a lot. I mean, based on my experience from data
Yes,
warehousing, you can have
yes,
a salespeople as a party. You can have a customers as a party. Suppliers with the party.
yes,
It can be a lot of different parties. If we'll combine them, and it's a big company, that, well, those tables can grow. So, what is the reasonable approach? Like,
yeah. It depends on the data itself. If the data is huge, it's better to separate it out in separate tables. If the data is less for the company, then we can go for a party model and we can store the data there.
well, if there's any advantage in this to combine it into generic table, if there's any advantage in that.
No, no, there is no advantage, nothing. It just they have given it two models. Just they have named it as a party model where I am combining multiple entities, and it is a separate. If you are separated it out, it's called as a customer model. So just they are different views basically, which they have created. So there is no advantage of, we can say, of a party model or a customer model.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
So for the queries, like we have to come here to the queries, which is under the model workbench. And first, if you do a right click here, we'll get an option, two options basically. First, new query group. So new query group is basically creating a query group, or we can say a folder. So first we can have to create a folder, then only under that folder we can create our queries. So I just giving a name as MDM queries. So now this query group is created, and under this query group I can create two types of queries. One is the normal query and one is called as a custom query. So we always go and create the normal queries. So first we will see this one, how to create a normal query. So if you click on this, it is just a wizard screen where we just need to select some options. So the first thing here is a query name. Example, you can say query customer. And the query group name, under which query group name I want to store my queries, and selecting the primary table. So here you will see all the tables, all the base object table, cross reference table, and all the other tables which are associated with the base object, even staging table and the landing tables. So if you want to create a query for any table, you can create it. But usually the queries are created on the base object itself, because I want to view the data from the base object itself. So I will select the primary table as customer. And when I click on the next, it will show me all the columns from the customer table. It includes the system columns as well as the business columns. So on the right hand side, this check all and uncheck all is there. So we can unselect all the things and select only the business columns that we have created. So these are the business columns. Other than the business columns, we usually select ROID object and the last update date column. Because ROID object is not important for the business, but it is important for us as a developer, because by looking at this ROID object, we can uniquely identify a particular record. And the last update date to know the date when the record was last inserted or updated into the base object table. And after selecting this, you can click on the finish. So it will create a query. And if we have data in the tables, we can directly see the data here itself. So this is the query which got created. And if we expand this query, we'll get a view. So under this view, I can see all the columns. So this is the data which is present in my base object table. And this is just a read only. We cannot edit the data here. We can just view the data. So based on whatever query we have created, as of now it is just a select query, select column names from customer table.
So should we set up to pass parameters to it, or?
No, there is no parameters.
Like bring only pin one type of like Barbara or something.
No, like here it is just like a view where we will have a query. So that view is basically used for fetching the data or inserting or updating the data into the base object tables.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. It is just a normal Oracle view. So here, like, we have just selected the column, so it is showing like select column name from the table name C_customer. So usually in MDM, all the queries that we create usually are like this: select column name from table name. Or if we are joining multiple tables, we can have like join based on multiple tables, but it's still like it is usually select, because MDM deals with non-transactional data, so we don't need to do any count or min or max, something like that. So usually there is no functions which we use. It's just select column names from a single table or multiple tables. So if we go to the first section here, select. So here we can see like what are the columns that we have selected. And if you want to add any column, we can add that by using this add button. It will show us the customer base object and all the columns. So if you want to add any specific columns, we can add it. For example, take consolidation indicator. So this column has been added. So whatever changes we are doing, this SQL will be there, which gets automatically updated. So like just now we added consolidation indicator, so it has been added into the query. Similarly, if you want to remove anything, we can remove it remove any column by selecting here, and on the right hand side this red button is there. Using this I can remove a particular column. Similarly, we can add, two options are given to add some functions and constants, but this is not used as such. I haven't seen this being used as of now. These are the functions basically: count, min, max, sum and average. So usually we don't have any such transactions where we can use these functions. So that's the reason why these functions are not used. But if you want to use it for some reason, counting like number of records in a table or something like that, then we can use these options. But that will be just for our own testing purpose, because the real time as such we cannot use these. And similarly we can add constant also. That option is also there, but again this is also not used. That's the third option, adding a constant. Next is like condition statement. So condition, like here as we have a single table, so we can put some conditions. For example, hub state indicator equals to 1. So here it will show all the columns, and we can say like hub state indicator, which we know that whenever we load the data into a base object, the hub state indicator is 1. That is, will be in active state. So I can compare two columns also, or I can put some constant value here. So I can select constant here and then click on this edit button and say 1. So this is the condition, like where the hub state indicator equals to 1, means if the record is in active state, then only I want to see this, the data from the tables. Similarly, sorting, if you want to sort the data based on any specific column, we can sort it. Again, we can click on this add button and say like first name column, I want to sort the data based on the first name. So by default it is in ascending order. If we remove it, it will become in descending order. So the sorting we can add, and the last tab is the group by. If you want to add a group by, we can add group by. So group by we can add only if we are using any functions there in the select. But as of now, like we are not using any function, so there is no point using group by function here. So finally, this is the SQL here, which is there, where we have added these two conditions: hub state indicator equals to 1 and order by customer dot first name ascending. So this is called as a normal query. These are the things basically which we can do, and as I told, like in MDM all the queries will be similar to this. Usually we create simple queries for all the tables, all the base objects that we have. We'll have just select queries for all the columns, select column names from table name. That's it. Just for viewing the data in MDM, for example, I want to view the data by joining multiple tables. Then only we will be joining other tables and viewing the data. Otherwise, for each and every table, we will be creating a similar thing like we have created just now. And this we will be using in other places. So whatever we have done is just like based on a single table. Next, like we will see like how to create it on multiple tables. So again, we can go and create a new query. So as of now, I have just created the queries in a similar way that I had created the first one. it's on the customer table itself. And now like I want to add some other table here, because I want, for example, I want to join the customer table and the address table. So now for that we have to come to the tables, and here we have this add button. Using this add, we have to select the table. So for example, here all the tables will come. I want to select the base object table. So this is the base object table address. So once I select it, it internally knows that there is a relationship between the customer table and the address table. So it will show this relationship. We can select here and click on OK. So here you can see the relationship is there between customer table and the address table, and so customer row ID object is related to customer row ID column in the address table. And in case you have not selected it, you can do it later also. I can just click on this link and press on delete, and later I can just manually drag and drop it. So like this I can create, or you can join multiple tables here, and the join type is mentioned on the down. Here you can see on the down address. So by default it is an inner join. We can make it left outer join because we're not sure whether data is present in the address table or not. So usually in most of the cases it is like left outer join, because I want to see all the data from my customer table, whether address is present or not. Similarly, when we are creating a query for address, I will do a left outer join on the customer table, because I want to see all the addresses, whether there is any customer for it as of now or not. So now I have added the columns from the address table. Now we can go to the select. In the select I have only columns from the customer table. So now we can add some columns from the address tables as well, using this add button again. So now it will show us both the things, the customer and the address. So here we can select again all the business columns from the address table. Okay, so I have saved it. Now we can go to the view section, and again we can view the data. So again, like we don't have data for the address table, that is why it is not showing the addresses. So customer data is coming as of now. So like this I can create like queries based on a single table, or queries which is based on multiple tables. So this is like a normal query, and similarly we can create custom queries. Custom queries we generally don't create. Like in one cases I have created that. That is because like some functionality which we are not able to achieve using the normal queries, then we can go for the custom one. So in our case, like we were joining like couple of tables to fetch the data, and based on the join conditions we were getting some duplicate records. So we wanted to use distinct in the queries, but distinct is not available in the normal queries. So for that reason we had to go for the custom queries, where we can use distinct or any other functions. So for the custom queries, like we can write our own queries and then we can just copy and paste there, because here the queries are generated. In the custom queries, the queries will not be generated. I can just copy paste it. If you have already written the query in like SQL Developer or Toad, you can just copy paste here. So now we'll go and create a custom query. So here we can again give the query name, and the SQL we can directly paste it here itself. So this is the custom query which is created, and this is just whenever you want you can, the modification is easily basically here. I can put a distinct, or I can write this just like SQL developer. I can, whatever query you want to change, you can change the query and you can save it and you can view the data directly. So these are the two types of queries that we can create, either the normal queries or we can create the custom queries, and we can view the data here. So queries are fine like these two queries, but queries we cannot give it to anyone, or queries I cannot use like in my data manager, merge manager. We cannot use a query. We have to use a package. So package is basically a virtual name which includes a query. So once we have created the queries, we can go to the packages, create a package, and associate that package with these queries that we have created just now. Or you can do in the packages also. Both the way it is fine. Either you can create the queries, then you can go to the packages and associate a package with these queries, or you can directly go in the packages also. We have an option to create the queries. So in the packages also I can create it. So packages, we have like two types of packages that we can create in MDM. So if you do a right click here, add new package, this is the option which is enable put. Based on this option, we say that there are two types of packages. If this option is enabled, then it is called as a put package. And if this option is disabled, it is called as a display package. So these are the two packages which we have, put packages and display packages. So we'll see like what are the differences between a put package and a display package. So here I will just give some name to the package. So first of all, like I am not selecting anything here, that is enable put is not selected, and then if I click on the next button, I can see all my queries that I have created. These are the three queries which we just created. We had created the MDM queries folder, and under that we had created these three queries. So I can see all the queries here, and here you can see you have an option on the down, new query group, new query, new custom query. So in case you have not created the queries, even you can come and create the queries here itself directly whenever you are going and creating any package. So now we will not select it, we will go back again, and now we will select a put package. So now if I select this, this will become a put package. And now if we go to the queries, I will see only one query. So in the display packages, when we were creating a display package, I was seeing all the three queries. But when I am creating a put package, I am seeing only one query. So that's one of the differences. Put packages can be created only on queries which are based on a single table. So this query customer 11 is based on only the customer table. That is why it is coming here. So put packages cannot use queries which is based on multiple tables. If you have created a query which is based on two tables, two or more tables, put package cannot use that. Similarly, if you have created a custom query, then also put package cannot use it, because on the down if you see the new custom query is grayed out. So we cannot create a custom query also. So this is a restriction for the put package, that put package cannot use a query which is based on multiple tables, and also a query which is a custom query. So that is the difference between a put package and a display package. if next, like when we go to the data steward on the left hand side, like you can see a data steward workbench is there, where we have data manager, merge manager, and hierarchy manager. So we can access these data manager, merge manager, or hierarchy manager if we have created a put package. If you have created a display package, just a display package, then you will not be able to access them. So put package is required if you want to access any one of them. So that is the reason we usually create two packages here. One we call as a display package, one we call as a put package. So display packages can be used in the IDD application, and put packages we use for our own purpose, because we have to use this data manager, merge manager for testing purpose, like inserting data, updating data, and doing all these things. And even if you want to use the SIF, like yesterday we used SIF for cleaning the tables only, but if you want, like from SIF services, I want to insert or update any record, you need to have a put package. So just by name, just don't get confused, like display package is just for displaying the data and put is just for inserting or updating the data. So display packages can also be used for inserting or updating the data through the IDD, because that's just a normal Oracle view. And if you have created a view, using a view you can insert, update, delete, anything you can do. But just if you are using like SOAP UI or a Java program to insert or update, you need to have a put package. Or if you want to use a data manager, merge manager in the MDM, then you need to have a put package. So those are the differences basically between a put package and the display package. So in the real time, for every base object we create two packages, one display package, one put package, and both are simple: select table name, select column name from table name. So basic queries. Joins we will be using in case we want to see some, like we want to join some tables and we want to see the data between those tables. In those cases we can create join between multiple tables. Otherwise we might not create it also. So here, like we can go back and give like name. So here when we are creating a package, we have to come here and select the query and just click on finish button. So this will create a package, put package. So here we can see the put package is created, which is based on a single table. And here also we can view the query. So whatever we are seeing here, we can see here itself in the packages itself. And if you want to make any changes to any of the columns or any place, we can make that change. And similarly, I can view the data also here directly. And one more thing you can change here. For example, this is a put package. So in the put package, on the down, if you see, there is a display name columns are there. So the display name columns are coming from the base object itself, because in my base object for full name, the name is only full name itself. So you say that I don't want full name to be displayed, I want like customer name. In the base object it is fine, but anyone who is using this package, they should see a display name as customer name. So I can come and make the change here. Display name, I can make it as a customer name. So any questions between this display packages and the put package?
Vinay?
Yeah, sure.
When we can create queries in the packages itself, then why do we have a separate tab for queries then?
Means then option is provided in the package also. If you want, you can create here. But usually, like what we do is we usually create all the queries first, and then we will come create a package and then associate with a package, because usually the design document that you will get, in that it will be written that you will have to create the query. This is the query name, and these are the columns which should be there in your query. So based on that, we will create it the query, and then we will come to the packages and associate it. So it is on you. If it is like just a flexibility is given. If you want, you can directly come to the package only, create a package, and then create a query.
Okay. Like it is like a step-by-step process.
Yeah. So it's a step by step, because we will know the queries, what are the queries. So it's better like to create first all the queries and keep it ready, then come to a package, create a package, and associate it with a query.
Yeah.
So it's on you basically. Whichever you are flexible with, you can directly come and create a package also, because in the design document everything is given will be given side by side, that this is the query name, this is the package name, and what are the columns. So if you want, you can do directly also. Just the differences should be clear, like what is the difference between a display package and the put package, and why we are creating both of them. Why not a single one only?
Vinay, you will be talking about this when you will show us how to use the data manager and merge manager.
Yes, sure. That we will be discussing data manager and merge manager.
Yeah, I'm just curious, like, what's going to be the use of those packages? How are they going to be used?
Yes, sure.
So
we have created this package.
We're creating them specifically in order to use for the data stores, right?
So now, like anyone like who wants to access the MDM data, we will give that this is the package name. Like in Oracle side, we give like view name, that if anyone wants to access a table data, you will say that this is the view, which is like a table itself. So you can say that using this you can access the data of a particular table. So this is just a view. So anyone who wants to access the customer data or want to manipulate the customer data, you will say that this is the name pkg underscore cust1 underscore put that you have created. You can use this to manipulate the data into MDM. So this can be used in all the places, in IDD, in SOAP-UI, or in a Java program, to insert, update, delete the data from a base object table.
Is it going to be used for, like, what would be the purpose? To correct the data in other systems, or for which purpose? I understand you can create a package and give whoever wants it to see the data, but the end purpose of the master data management is to have a single source of good data.
Yeah. Yes, correct. So now, like, we have, for example, as a developer, you need to insert some data for your own testing purpose, or you want, like we are doing some testing only. So inserting some data manually, or deleting the data, updating the data, or doing matching, merging the data and merging the data. So these testings we are doing. So those things we can do from the data manager and the merge manager manually. But anyone other than us who want to access the MDM data will have to go through IDD application. So when we go to the IDD application, there we specify this package name. Using this package, whatever columns are there in the package, those packages will be visible. All the columns will be visible, and the user will be able to edit and update the data based on that.
Edit and update the data where? In the systems?
Yeah, in the system directly, because whatever happens, when people use the IDD application, that does everything at the base object level. So it will insert that, if you want to insert it, it will directly insert at the base object, or update or delete. All the operations are performed at the base object level itself. So yesterday we used the SOAP-UI for cleaning the data. So that also was done at the base object level. It cleansed the base object and all the associated tables. So these APIs basically IDD application, SOAP-UI or a Java program, they directly work on the base object itself. Only from the MDM, like we are running batch jobs to load the data from landing to staging, staging to the base object. But these will do directly at the base object level.
Okay.
Vinay, you just
Yes.
put for all the queries we did until now, only we did select, right? And
Yeah.
how will put will do an insert or update? It is just select, right? The query is
Yeah.
only select.
Yeah, it is only select. If you have you worked on like Oracle view? In Oracle, like we just create a view, select column name from table name, and using that you can insert, update, delete. You can do anything in the table level. So
Using
query,
a view, using
yeah,
a view
it's
we can insert. Okay.
yeah. If you create a normal Oracle view, using that view you can insert, update, delete. You can do any operations on a particular table. So this is the similar approach
Oh,
here also.
okay. You're telling view. Okay, I'm getting
Yeah,
confused with selector.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Just an Oracle view that we create on a table.
Yeah.
Just simple.
Got it. So there you have to again write an insert statement with into this view.
Yes, correct. We have to write like insert because here we will see all the columns. I can just say insert into
Okay.
column values.
Yeah, got it.
So see, like whenever I go and create any package, you can come to the views under the ORS and you can see this package pkg underscore plus one underscore put. So I can even come here and this is just a normal Oracle view. So I can do select star from this table. So it will show me all the columns from the table itself. So this is coming from the base object. So similarly, if you want to insert any value, I can just insert a record, or I can just delete. We can say delete from a particular table where like row ID object equals to 1. Here you can see one row deleted here. So now if I go and check, I have only 4 records. Previously I had 4 records. So I am just doing a rollback so that I can see all the 5 records. So here now you can see 5 records. So there is just a view. Using this view I can insert, update, delete, anything I can do at the table level, base object table level. So similarly, like we have created a put package, similarly we can go and create the display packages also. So just the differences should be clear. Like put packages can be created only based on a single table and it cannot use a custom query, whereas display packages can be created on queries which are based on single table or multiple tables or even a custom query. And both of them, display packages and put packages, can be used for inserting, updating, or deleting the data because that's a normal Oracle. But if you want to use a data manager or a merge manager or hierarchy manager in MDM, I need to have a put package defined. So this will be discussing a tomorrow data manager. So if I go to data manager, for example, here you can see only a couple of base objects are coming. These base objects are coming like address, category, customer, and lookup because I have created a put package for them. If I create a normal display package, these base objects will not get displayed here. So first, like I have to select the base object, then I have to select a put package here. So that is a mandatory step here. So once I select the put package, then only I can work on this. So display package is not required. Even if you have not created a display package, that is fine, because it uses the put package itself. So put package can be used as a display package also. But put is required. If we don't have a put package, we will not be able to work on this data manager or the merge manager. Okay, so tomorrow we'll look into other parts. Basically, we have just looked into this today, module 6, which is configuring the data access views. So tomorrow we'll look into these this part, module 7 and 8, which is the batch viewer. Batch viewer, we have already seen like how to go into the batch viewer and run the batch jobs manually. So we have run the stage job, load job, match job, the tokenization job, and these are the jobs that we have run. So that was like one by one we had done. So we'll just go through like all the batch jobs that we usually run, and then we will see the batch groups where we can combine everything and run everything in one shot. And then we will come to this data manager and merge manager and discuss them. What are the things we can do from the data to data manager and the merge manager.
I have a
Let us see
question.
if Fernald comes.
Sorry, Vijay.
Let us see if Fernald comes. This manager and all.
SIF is basically the service integration framework.
So when will you tell about that or?
Yeah, that will be covering that module 14. That is.
Oh,
When we when we will be discussing about the SIF is basically in that module. So as of now, here we will be discussing the data manager and the merge manager. Hierarchy manager also we will be discussing later because that is a part of HM. So when we start HM, then we will go through the hierarchy. So we will cover everything just in order basically.
oh.
Okay, so we'll end today's session and continue. Yeah, just yes.
Data manager, we can use a package only which is created on single tool, right?
Yes, correct.
So
So that yeah,
yeah, we cannot use a package which created on multiple tables.
the output package we have to use based on a single table. Display package I can use, for example, a display package as customer address read. So if I use a display package customer address sheet, I will be able to see all the columns. If I like click here, for example, see I am able to see columns from customer table as well as from other tables, address table, category table, subcategory table, everything. So I'm able to see columns from all the tables because it is a join on multiple tables. But if you want to edit, for example, if I go and try to edit the record, I will only see columns from the customer table. Because the base object you have selected as customer, so you can edit only customer or you can add only customer. But if you want to see the data, you can see data for all the columns, all the tables basically.
Okay,
So that is
IDD, is that part of same MDM Hub console or it's a different one?
no,
Different tool.
IDD. Yeah, IDD is a different application. That's a different URL also is there for that, where we do two parts are there: configuration and application.
So we need to install IDD also.
No, that is comes with MDM only. When we install MDM, it is a part of that. So it is already there. IDD. Okay, so we'll continue tomorrow. Thanks, everyone.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.